Hey everybody, welcome to Ark's Complete Guide. Wait, let me rephrase that. Ark is a pretty massive world with a ton of creatures, lore, and challenges. One video wouldn't be able to cover that, so in this video, I'll break down everything there is to know about a certain topic. Grab a drink, sit back, and let's get started. Remember, it's not the basics, it's everything. Alright, and today we're talking about one of my favorite dinos on the island on Scorched Earth. In the game, we are talking about the Thylacoleo. These guys are absolutely amazing. I'm trying out a new format, so I figured, you know what, we'd go with one of my favorite dinos when it comes to it. So yeah, Thylacoleos. Well, let's start off by where they're found. And in the standard format, we'll be rating them with the simple rating system. F5 is hell yeah. This dino does amazing at what it was chosen to do. Nothing else really comes close to touching it. It is absolutely phenomenal in this field. Number 4, that'll do. It does it. It does it really well. There's really no concerns about it. There may be a slight gripe, but also there's quite a few positives about it as well. Number 3, okay, maybe. It'll do it, but there are better. Number 2, I've had better. And number 1, good luck. This guy is not going to be able to fit in whatever you're trying to do it. Is a square peg in a round hole. You'd be better off just going and popping some popcorn because this guy is just not going to do the job. All right, to start off, where do they spawn? Well, that's a very good question. On the island, Thylas generally spawn in the redwood trees, climbing up on the trees, ready to pounce out at you. On Scorched Earth, they spawn all around the big giant mesas that you see on the east side of the map. Now, if you're looking to tame one of these guys, they can generally be found hiding very high up on the edge of the redwood trees, just waiting to pounce on you. If you get jumped on by one of these guys, the only option that you have is to fight and punch and kick, and hopefully you have a sword, and just get it off you as quickly as possible. If you cannot do that, well, at least now you know where a Thylacoleo is. So you've got that going on for you. Which leads into the next question. Can it be bullied? Well, the answer with that is no. If you are in a position where your only option is to bulla one of these things or die, congratulations, pick your respawn point. Alright, now if you're looking to tame one of these things, their favorite food is actually extraordinary kibble. Now, extraordinary kibble is kind of a tall ask for a lot of things until later game, but if you are in a pinch, their other next favorite food is cooked lamb chop. But the cooked lamb chop will drop their taming effectiveness actually a lot more than extraordinary kibble, but it is better than using prime meat or regular raw mutton. Just make sure you cook the mutton first and you're good to go. If you're having trouble finding one of these guys, one of the easiest ways to do it is after you have an Argent, grab an Argent and a Parasaur, put the Parasaur on turret mode, so it will notify you of enemies nearby, and just go a little bit higher than where the Thylas normally go, about this level on the redwood trees, and then if you get close to one, it will ping it with a wonderful red. Just let you know that there is a Thyla down there. Remember which tree it is? Go drop off your Parasaur wherever you want to leave it. I leave mine over here, just next to where I have my sap gathering bits, and then you can take the Argent, fly up above the Thyla, and just go pick it up. Alright, once you know where it's at, as long as you come up above it, you should just be able to come up to it, pick it up. Alright, when you're carrying it, make sure you carry it at a 45-degree angle at all times, either up or down. If you're going up, it won't be able to hit you, and if you're going down at a 45-degree angle, it won't be able to hit you. But the moment you level out, he will immediately start tearing into you, and the Thylacoleo bleed will really start doing some serious damage to you. Alright, now there are all sorts of different traps in the game, and, well, we're not going to be talking about any of the specialized ones. While those are cool, we want ones where you build it once and you use it over and over and over and over repeatedly. Those are the ones we're going to be worrying about. They give you the biggest bang for your buck, and those are the ones we're going to be talking about. So there are 3 separate ones. One is the casual, just grab and drop in trap. These ones are really effective and really good, generally for smaller dinos. Then there is the run in and trap one with the big giant gates. These ones are really good as well, and because they allow you to just run things in, trap them, and then shoot them on the inside. Then there's the one that is the combination of the two, which is a floating run in slash drop trap, but this one right here is built on a raft. And since these guys are only found in the redwoods, one of the best traps for them is the floating one. This trap works really, really well. If you're on scorched earth, the simple run-in trap will work and will last you quite a bit. Now, all you do is knock this guy out the regular way that you would with either arrows, well, trank arrows, or trank darts, and then you throw the kibble, and just be careful, they will take a little bit of narcotics, actually quite a bit of narcotics. Their torpor drains rather quickly, which is kind of an interesting trade-off when it comes to taming them. All right, and the true power of a Thylacoleo not only comes from its ability to tank a whole bunch of damage, and they can, absolutely, and then also if the amount of damage that they can seriously just dish out, it's rather impressive just how much damage these guys could do. Plus, also, they have the bleed attack whenever you left click, and then you hit with the bleed attack, it will slowly kill things over time. Just be careful that you make sure that that dot does not give the last bit of damage, and because if it does, you're going to be in trouble. You will not get the XP. But if you directly give the last attack, you will get the XP from that kill. But just be careful when doing that. And also, their biggest thing is their mobility, their ground mobility. These guys are so good. They can jump, they can climb up sheer cliffs. Also, you can change directions at a moment's notice. Say if you're going like this and something comes up and attacks you to the side, you can instantly jump and pivot and in the direction that you're facing or you need to face in order to attack whatever is coming on. So their frontal conal AoE, which is rather substantial, mind you. Let's line this up right here. Right, now see exactly where the dodo comes into range? Right there. That is its conal AoE. So right towards that tree, right there, and it is a really, really big one from right to left and also to the front. But if something comes up, bites you, you could easily flip and attack. Very efficient. All right, and their ability to climb up sheer cliffs is simply amazing. All you do is just jump towards the wall and hold the jump button, and then you'll latch on. Once you're latched on, you can generally let go, but if you hit a small little snag, it'll pop you out of it, and then you just have to jump back at it and then just climb up. But you can climb up amazingly high surfaces without even thinking about it. Also, the Thylacoleo has an amazing little talent where they take very much reduced fall damage. But here, let me show you, there is a difference. There's a little trick to it, right? If you were to take and just jump off this, let's see, we have max health right now. Take it and just jump. When we land, we'll actually take a rather substantial amount of fall damage. But if we were to do that same jump and just fall, we take nothing. They can, as long as you are just simply falling and not jumping, then you will take a really, really reduced damage. And the amount of distance these guys can simply just fall without taking any damage is pretty substantial. It's really, really impressive. Just another little bit to add to their maneuverability. It's amazing. These guys are just so good. Thylacoleos also have the amazing ability not only to climb up on stuff, but also to flip around on stuff as well. So if you find yourself going up, all you do is press down and then it will switch around, or you can also switch like this by turning the camera, and then if you aim, it'll punch up the crosshair, and then all you do is just point and click, and you will launch yourself right towards that. If anything is within the crosshairs, then you will grab a hold of it and then start clawing at it and then just eating the living. Yeah, that guy's gonna have a bad time. Yeah, just remember, yeah, what it was like to be on the receiving end of that? Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah, good luck with the respawn, dude. All right, now the Thylacoleo, they have just one attack, but they also have something very cool. This one attack has an amazing bleed that's attached to it. All right, now we're going to discuss where to get their upgraded saddles. Well, on Scorched Earth, you can get one of their upgraded saddles from any yellow drop or higher, be it cave or regular loot drop. The ringed loot drops for the yellow actually have a rather increased loot chance, and I got this one from a yellow drop with a ring. But you could also get them from cave drops just as well, and then also the desert drops out, the deep sea desert drops out in the middle of the desert. Now, if you're on the island, the only ones you can get the Thylacoleo saddles from are the deep sea ocean loot crates and the red drop cave drops. Those are the only ones on the island that you can get the Thylacoleo saddle from. Now, just remember when getting the loot, if you get a loot drop from a regular drop, then it only has a 10% chance to get the blueprint. But if you are looking for blueprints, the chance for finding a blueprint instead of a saddle out of a loot drop goes up to 30% if you're using if you get it out of a loot drop with a ring in it. So if you're looking for that, if there's a loot drop with a ring, yellow or higher, there's a 30% chance, if there's a Thylacoleo saddle in there, that Thylacoleo saddle will actually be a blueprint and make it so where you can craft quite a bit more, so where you can have just a huge Thylacoleo army or one for all your friends. Now for the next question, does it cave? Will it go into the deepest depths of the Underdark inside Ark and yield all of the artifacts and the amazing loot that lies within? Well, when it comes to a Thyla, the answer is yes. Matter of fact, not just yes, but if a Thyla will fit inside the cave, the Thyla is hands down the best dino to take into that cave. Now, granted, Thyla is generally sometimes bigger than a lot of the cave entrances and openings, which means that if it does fit, and chances are it's kind of slim, but if it does fit, it is the absolute best to take in there. Now, if you are playing where you have access to cryopods instead of just within your base, then Thylacoleo is hands down the best dinosaur that you could take into any cave that it will fit to, except for the underwater caves in Ark. Don't take a Thyla into those. Yeah, just don't do it. You're gonna have a bad time, and you're gonna need a new Thyla. And the only one that land cave that this does really not apply to is the Cave of the Strong, the ice cave on the island. Thylacoleo, while it is really good for that one, it is not the best. There are other dinosaurs that are better for the Cave of the Strong than a Thyla, but that's just because Perlovia suck really bad. All right, now, which stats would I recommend leveling up on a Thylacoleo? Well, that all depends. If you are going off just a regular tamed Thylacoleo, there is a difference. If you breed up a Thylacoleo, you will actually have a bigger stat spread, which means that you could hit bigger numbers, which is kind of cool. And I would always encourage people to breed up a really strong Thylacoleo line. That is if you intend on breeding. If you don't intend on breeding, just tame one, and then I would say level up at least 2 every 5 levels. Go with 2 in health, 1 in maybe weight, and the other 2 in melee damage. Now, if you are raising up a bred and imprinted Thylacoleo, I would say take health all the way up to 10,000 right as soon as you possibly can, because it will hit those numbers. If you're going off a regular tame Thyla, it'll take you a while to hit those numbers, if at all. But if you're going on a bred and imprinted Thyla, take it straight up to 10,000 health. Generally, you want to make sure it has at least 2,000 stamina, because the stamina on these guys will last a long time, but 2,000 will make sure that you are the Energizer Rabbit, able to go, 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 go. But make sure that with its weight, about 700 is good enough, because these guys, they are a daily driver dinosaur for you. These guys, they will get the job done, but they also need to be able to carry a bunch while you're able to actually go gather your resources, stuff like that. Now, melee damage, once you have 10,000 on your health, once you have 2,000 on your stamina, once you have 700 on your weight, pump everything into melee damage. Just click it and just don't stop. is every time you level up, once you have the initial stats, go with all that you can into melee damage, and you will not regret it. These guys are powerhouses and will be able to tear through so much stuff. It's absolutely amazing. Will it boss? Can this dinosaur go head-to-head against the toughest creatures there is in Ark Survival Evolved, gaining all the glory and grabbing all the loot? Well, no. Unfortunately not. Thylacoleos will not be able to go into the boss arena. Because Thylacoleos can climb on walls and they can pounce off walls as well, then they are not allowed inside the boss arenas because they are a walking exploit when it comes to contained arena environments. These guys, yeah, the Thylacoleos are just too, yeah, they're just too good for boss fights. All right, and that is everything there is to know about the Thylacoleo. These guys are my favorite creature in Ark Survival Evolved for a reason. They are my best buddies. I'm serious. They are, you know, they're just the bestest good little boys, and it is just amazing. All right, so hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate that. Make sure you share this with your friends, and then also subscribe for more content. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy, everybody. Come on, let's go find some trouble to get into, Latte. So, yeah, who cares if they took your jump away, Latte? You're fine. It's back now. It's good. All right? You can stop. No, you're fine. All right? Latte, come on. Work with me here. All right? Eat your dinner. Jeez, Latte.